Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426 and today we have a review of the Master Grade Kampfer. Now, as you can see right off the bat, you can basically imagine, wow, that's a lot of weapons. Let me back up a bit. You can see there's two bazookas on the back, one shotgun in the hand, two stern thrusts, and there's another shotgun on the back, so a lot of weapons. This mobile suit, I believe, was first seen in the anime Gundam 0080. Which was my least favorite series as a kid, because I believe I saw that when I was in elementary or middle school. I think it was elementary, because the first Gundam anime I saw was the Gundam Wing series in America, and all I expected with if it had the word Gundam in it, I would be expecting like explosions, battle scenes every episode, and then I saw this anime and I was like, what? So I had the most least impression, but I was really impressed with the Kampfer in action. Now, before I get on, a lot of people on YouTube or other reviewers usually had the opinion of them hating this color. Personally, I see no problem at all with the color. I guess it would look better if it was a more darker navy blue, but it's not as light as you think. It's basically like a really average tone color. Right now, even on camera, it looks really bluish, but when you see it in real life, it might look a little bit different. But still, I see no reason to hate the color. Now, what you get from the kit, you get a lot of stuff. First, you get the Master Grade Kampfer itself. You get two shotguns. When I mean shotguns, these shotguns. These are very unique or kind of awkward to put them in their hands, so I'm not gonna take this one off. What you also get on the legs, you get two stern thrusts. I think that is the correct pronunciation. They each each one of them go onto the legs. I have no idea why that happened. That was the first time happening. And you get two bazookas on the back, and the other shotgun is right over here on the back. So I think I'll take that off. Now, I had some issues while building this, but not a major issue. It's like it's like a really small issue. So yeah. And additionally, not only those, you get two beam saber effects. Yellow one, but this time instead of a straight one, it's like a curved one. You don't see that too often. You get additional open hands for posing, but I'll get into posing about this one because this one's kind of unique to pose. And you get I like the concept of this in the anime or games, but I don't like this in terms of the Gunpla style. You get the chain mine, which is used for destroying heavy armor stuff. And in terms of Gunpla, this is horrible. It's difficult to use or pose, so I'm not gonna really show you guys holding it. Now, some unique features of this mobile suit or Gunpla. While you're building this takes in a lot of screws. Screws in the legs, screws in the body. I believe this came out with about 5 or 4 screws, and they're pretty hard to screw in, so you need some extra pushing muscles in them. Another thing, this uses like shoelace cables on the body. Now you can see it's all connected, but later it goes in here, but doesn't really goes into the body, but it doesn't really connect to anything. So it's just like there. As you can see, another feature you see is there's like a whole bunch of thrusters in here, all orange color, which I really like. Basically this design of the Kampfer was to move fast and hit hard. So it doesn't really care about defense, it only cares about speed and attack. There's a bunch of these thrusters. Most of them are easy to put in except for one that's tricky. The one on the legs here, you need to like position them in the correct space or angle by yourself. It doesn't really mention in the manual how. So that I had some issues, and I have no idea why this is having balance issues. I think it's because my the right leg is pretty strong, But my left leg, after I finished building it, it's having some problems. It's not really stiff. It's more like loose now. It's not really a big problem, but that will happen time to time for mine. So I guess I got unlucky, or I don't know, maybe I did something wrong. Even I'll push it hard in like that. Okay, now onto the heads, or I mean head. The head. That's a mono eye that comes in clear. It should be pink, and you can also choose the position. I tried to put it on the middle. It's very difficult, and there's not much way you can change the position unless you take off the head. I'm not gonna do it because this kept falling off, so I glued it on. This white part section and the one on this funny thing that which always bugged me is that if you see the Kampfer, this side has a horn, this other side doesn't. I don't know why, but the white sections here on the horns, those are stickers. So to get them in the correct position, not an easy task. The Xeon symbol is just a dry decal, a dry transfer. Now I think we got all over the weapons, but another unique feature, if we look at the legs, you get beam sabers, but you see this hole in this section. Now, how this works, the beam sabers are supposed to go in here, but I don't know why, or maybe it's because of the lack of technology back then. What you do, you get the beam saber. Yeah, let's get the part, effect part out. What you do after that, you divide it into two in pieces, and then you put, I believe, the bottom section into that hole, and it snaps right in. And it's very difficult to get it out, so I'm not gonna do that yet. I want to show you guys at least how it holds the beam saber. So yeah, I don't know why, but I believe, well, they could have at least put the entire thing in it, but I don't know. The only thing that also does that are the Gundam ground types, or GM ground types, where I didn't make a review of that. If you want to check it out, go check it out. But I suppose it's supposed to put only half of it, and somehow I put the entire thing in it somehow, and it's kind of stuck. That's what happened. So yeah, we went through all the weapons, and there's some details on stuff, so I think I'll mention that as well. Now, the shotgun that we had additionally, they give you two of these. I remember in another YouTube video they say that you can only have one attached permanently and the other one can be detachable. I don't know why they said that, or maybe I misunderstood something, but you can basically attach. Oh, maybe this is why. No, that's not the case. You're technically able to attach the shotgun like here, but I believe when you build this, you basically get a choice. Yeah, basically you need to detach. You need to separate the shotgun again, and then instead of putting this small piece here, you can put it in. I don't like the fact that this being a shotgun, and it like the SPOS 12, I believe, like you have this big back section. I prefer, in terms of posing, it would be better without this, so that's my own opinion. Okay, let's get into articulations now. Let's see. Now, as you can see, the body won't have, well, it can technically go 360 like that, so no problem at all. The head, going left and right, and I believe it can go 360, and it can go way up like that, and it looks very awkward. But it doesn't really have that, you know, where Gundams that put down, like, lowers their head to, like, in a deactivate mode. This doesn't really have that, so yeah. The bazookas, I'm wondering, you guys, how are those, you know, connected now? Technically, you put them on these, whatchamacallit, hooks, or something like that. As you can see, there's these pegs here, and there's this line on the bazooka, and you just line them up, put it in, and then shut it in like that. And they're connected to a polycap, whatever. Now, another issue on one of the thrusters, you see that small middle one? That did not want to stay in, so I glued it on, so I'm not going to even move that. The cockpit, I believe... Yep, that's not going to open for today as well, so no cockpit as usual. Now, holding the weapons, starting with the beam saber. So we saw the articulations of the head and the body. Now in terms of the hands, you get the movable thumb, trigger finger, and 3 fingers on the bottom. Now holding the beam saber, not much of an issue, but it doesn't have any pegs or hole in it, so it's gonna be a little bit wiggly. And yeah, but as long as posing, I'm assuming that you won't have much issues. Now in terms of the shotgun, now once you put it in, you're never gonna actually take it out. That's why I'm not taking out the shotgun there, because you need to match up. You need to match it up, and it's tremendously difficult. Basically, you need to put one trigger finger here, and then you need to angle it, and it's not an easy task. So basically, this is how it looks like, and that's where I want to talk about the arms now. The arms, they're very flexible than you think. The bending isn't that much the casual or usual, but the shoulders will move pretty much anywhere because they're connected to a ball joint. Now, as you can see the design of the kit, you can see even with the wrist, now it's only bended about 90 degrees. And you can see because of the design of the hand or angle of even the shotgun, it will look like that. So it's very difficult to pose this guy with a firing pose. So I usually make him pose him like as if he's holding a shotgun and he's trying to clock it. So yeah, it's not an easy task. The bazooka also, you can technically make him look like holding, but you need to like basically, well, it's kind of awkward. There you go. Now it's basically just leaning on the shoulder. The hand is like barely holding it, but of course the good thing is the bazooka handles can move, so at least you can try. But I believe in the show or games, he doesn't really hold the bazookas directly. He can just fire them directly from the back. So yeah, we saw the arms. Now for the legs, pretty much there's no whatchamacallit, front skirt, side skirt armor, so you can go 90 degrees or more. And bending. Now because there's a thruster back here, there's a thruster here, so this is all you're gonna bend. So that's about 20 or 30 degrees, I think. The feet are very big, so you won't have much balance issues unless there's like a joint like loose like mine. They're very big feet, and there's also thrusters on the bottom. So yeah, and I guess I can show you how I usually pose my Kampfer. I don't know, there's a lot of people who pronounce the Kampfer different. I usually go for Kampfer. Some people say Kampfer. Yeah, so now this is how I usually pose him, like this, as if he's like reloading or like ready to he's just preparing his shotgun like that. That's how I usually pose him. Very difficult to make him pose him as if he's firing, because if you do, it's a really awkward pose. So yeah, this was the review of the Master Grade Kampfer. If you're a Xeon fan, this is a very great kit. This could also use some, if you want, you can do extra customizing on painting or whatever. And yeah, so this is also kind of recommendable for beginners, but remember you need some screwdrivers to screw those screws in. And yeah, so that was it. I hope this video was helpful or informative. If you enjoyed my video, please like my video. Also subscribe to my channel. I have more reviews to make, so thank you for watching my videos, and see you guys next time.